Welcome to another interesting episode of Crime This Week, a weekly crime report digest that brings you all the top crime reports across Nigeria. I am Blessing Ezija. So let's get started with this week's report.
All this ammunition, I don't know anything about this ammunition, but I still.
Two young ladies, Joy Adama and Vandora Oreoluwa, alleged to be students of Kwara State Polytechnic, even though the institution in a statement denied the students are members of the school. Within the week, confessed to killing a prominent Kwara socialite, Adeniyi Ojo, when they were being paraded by the police. The suspect, while being paraded by the police, confessed to murdering the deceased, who was the managing director of Waterview Hotels, Tanke Ilorin, following failed plots to dispossess him of his money.
I tried to ask him for anything. There was even a time I asked him to help me when I had rent issues. He just ghosted me, and then later, after a while that he knew that everything was already calm and I didn't need the help anymore, he came back and started texting me again. So it happened that like 2 weeks, I stayed in my friend's hostel for like 2 weeks because we were having exams. So during that time, he still used to text me. So like he even called me one day like that, and he said he wanted to see me. So I talked about the man with my friend, and I told her that I don't want to have like any sexual relations with him at all. But at that time, I was also in need of some money for some personal stuff that I wanted to sort. So that was the idea of like stealing cash from him, like maybe from his car, because mostly people used to like have cash inside their car in the middle place of their car. So the idea was that like if he agrees to do BDSM with us, BDSM is like the kind of sex where you tie the person's hands and legs. So while his hands and legs are tied, we can like take cash or whatever valuable we can find and live with it. But it turned out that day, even when we went to see him that day, when he asked us to come, we even talked to him about needing jobs, but he told us that he did not have any job available at the time, but with time that he will be able to find something for us. And he also liked my friend that day. He was even like, he was telling my friend that he likes her and he wants to sleep with her and everything. Basically that day he was like he was proposing that he wanted to like have sex with the both of us. So we now proposed the car sex to him, and he agreed, and the BDSM too, he agreed. He was even telling us already from the garden about how he was going to deal with us and everything when we get inside. Although we were not bothered because we knew we were not planning to have sex with him, and we just wanted to like take his cash and leave. So he now told us that he started raining. So instead of us going to the car, he now told us to go across to a building that was across the garden when we went to meet him. So when we went inside, we were waiting at the reception, and then he just came and he started going inside, following him. Then it turned out that it was a room. Like, we didn't know that the guest house that was there, maybe he works there or he owns it. So when we went inside the room with him, my friend went inside. She excused herself and went inside the toilet, and I don't die inside the toilet. So while we were inside the toilet, I explained to my friend that his car sex that we wanted to do, this one that he has brought us into the room, what are we now going to do now about it? So she was like, I should be calm. We went back inside with the man, and because he already had eyes and attention for my friend before, he started touching her. Immediately we came out, and he carried her and placed her on the table. He removed his shirt, like he got naked, and he got on the bed. Then I got on the bed with him. He allowed my friend tie his hand and tie his leg. He was even the one that raised up his leg for her to tie him. So after she tied his hand and his leg, based on the fact that we were in a room and not in a car, because normally we thought that if we want to have car sex with somebody, it cannot be in a public place that people can easily see or hear. But because it was in a room, so we were already thinking about what we were going to do, like in case like maybe he start shouting or something. So apart from the 2 ropes that were used to tie his hand and his leg, there was one other tiny clothes, like all these clothes rope that they used to tie on gown that was tiny. So after my friend tied his leg and his hand, and she placed the rope in his neck, so I had this small cloth I used to tie on my head, like small handkerchief I used to tie on my head like a scarf. So like after, because my friend already tied his leg and his hand, so my own turn was to like try to put the handkerchief in his mouth so that that small rope I can use it to like close it, so that in case if he wants to shout, he won't be able to shout. But because I panicked and I freaked out, when I put the clothes in his mouth, he removed it and he told me that he did not want it. Then me too, I now took the clothes and I put it in my mouth and I told him that it's because we don't want him to moan too loud, that's why. But he refused. So during after that time that he refused to put the clothes in his mouth, I just like left him because I also panicked. That was why I could not tie the clothes in his mouth. So during the course of me being on the bed and just caressing him and everything, my friend went to the bag. We already had this thing before. We already had Refno in our bag that we were supposed to like give to him so that he will sleep like after, so in case, so that we'll be able to leave. So my friend poured it in her hand, and when she tried to pour it into his mouth, he turned his face away and it didn't enter his mouth. He said he didn't need it to lighten up.
A video went viral of police officers at Ijede Road, Ikorodu, in an attempt to arrest a driver of a private car who resisted the officers and drove into a filling station in the area in the bid to escape. Reports also disclosed that the officers shot at the driver of the private vehicle, but managed to escape being hit by the bullets. However, the Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer SP Benjamin Hundeyin, in a statement, disclosed that the 5 men led by an Assistant Superintendent of Police, all serving at Area N Ijede, have been identified and summoned to the headquarters for further investigations and necessary actions. According to Hundeyin, preliminary investigation suggests that the driver in question of the private car drove against traffic as he headed out of the petrol station. The policemen saw him and attempted to stop him, but the driver drove in reverse into the filling station. He further stated that all the scratches on the car and cracks on the windscreen allegedly emanated from the car hitting the parked trailer in the filling station, while the officers were confronted by an irate crowd as the incident escalated. In their bids to prevent further confrontation with the already charged crowd, the officers left the scene. Meanwhile, 30-year-old Olamilekan Afiz, who assaulted a policeman attached to Okeigbo Division while on duty at Agojedi T Junction in Ondo State, is in police custody. In an update by the Ondo State Police Command on the X app, investigations are ongoing to know what led to the assault. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) arrested a 67-year-old drug trafficker, Chukwemeka Clement, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, for ingesting 100 wraps of cocaine. He claimed to have ventured into the drug trafficking business in order to raise enough money to marry a new wife and start life afresh. Chukwemeka was arrested during the inward clearance of passengers on an Ethiopian Airlines flight from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and taken for body scan, which revealed multiple pellets in his stomach. While under observation, he excreted a total of 100 wraps of cocaine, weighing about 2 kilograms in 4 excretions. In his statement, he claims to have spent 30 years in Brazil, Ethiopia, and Thailand, while he was once married but lost his wife and without a child. And so, part of the reason for going into the illegal business was to raise money to marry a new wife and start his life afresh.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
17.
17.
Okay. This is the fourth exhibition. 17. So he's going to pick, you pick
anyone again.
Pick anyone. Pick about 2 to 3. Anyone that you want them to cut open. So they will test. Pick another one again. Pick another one. So we are using a thermal scientific pronoun analyzer and adjuvant Raman resolve to carry out the preliminary test. So it will tell us the kind of drug that you ingested or swallowed.
I'm going to take it now. Disgrace. What did I do?
Just be watching me. Be watching the screen. Watch.
That's it.
What do you see here? So what did you see there? The result. Okay, so you ingested cocaine. So that is the result from the thermal scientific program.
This is another one testing kit.
This is another test.
NDLEA operatives at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano State, intercepted a 45-year-old woman, Bilkisu Mohammed Bello, while preparing to board a Saudi Airlines flight to Saudi Arabia. While being interviewed, she confessed that pellets of cocaine that was given to her before her flight were kept in a house in Farawa, Kano State. When she led NDLEA officers to the house, about 52 wraps of the drug with a total weight of 767 grams were recovered. Also, 30 sacks of skunk weighing 300 kilograms and concealed in charcoal were evacuated from an old dilapidated mud house in Owan West local government area of Edo State and recovered by the NDLEA. And it's a wrap on today's episode of Crime This Week by Blessing Izija. Till I come your way next time, stay safe and out of trouble. Bye for now.